spoke many times in his ministry about his death and resurrection. At his last dinner with the disciples, he told them again of God's redemptive plan, that he would offer his body and blood to save a fallen and broken humanity. This had all been in the realm of words and talk, but the abstract would become all too real. The unimaginable would become a loud, violent confrontation between ultimate good and darkest evil. In the Garden of Gethsemane, Jesus prayed as he struggled with what was ahead. Was it because this would be the first time he was separated from his heavenly Father as he took on the sins of the world? Was it because of the incredibly horrific pain he was about to endure at the hands of the Romans? Was it knowing the devastation and confusion it would cause the disciples he had loved and poured his life into? I'm sure it was all of that and more. Still, sweating drops of blood, he finished his anguished prayer saying, "Not as I will, but as you will." He asked God 3 times if there was any other way to do this, to save us, but then echoed the words we know as part of the Lord's Prayer, "Your will be done." The kingdom doesn't come on earth as it is in heaven without sacrifice. Same for God's will being done. How could Jesus trust all the way to the cross? How could he follow through and turn those words concerning brutal death and glorious resurrection into action? This trust didn't just show up in the garden that night in some supernatural experience. He had trusted his Father when he was born as a baby, helpless and fragile. He had trusted human parents to care for his needs and submitted to their and others' authority. He trusted as he lived a fully human life with all the temptations, challenges, and obstacles that came with it. He trusted as he ministered to the broken, poor, and hopeless, preaching the gospel of peace and working miracles. People marveled that he wasn't just a teacher with nice words, but what he said was backed up with power, with action. He didn't just talk about love, healing, and freedom. He demonstrated it. That is the calling of every believer. Your trust in God isn't built in a few hours before the greatest challenge you've ever faced. It's built in the everyday, seemingly mundane things. It's being a person of faithful action in a world full of boastful talkers. When you get to the difficult moments, you may feel the anguish as Jesus did, but you can follow his example as we fix our eyes on Jesus, the author and perfecter of faith, who for the joy set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is sat down at the right hand of the throne of God. As verse 3 goes on to say, we need to think about how he endured that hostility so that we don't lose heart. Joy is on the other side of even the most difficult obedience, if we'll be honest enough to wrestle through the questions and come to the place of, not my will, but yours be done. We've probably all heard talk is cheap. What Jesus showed through his life all the way to laying it down is that talk or prayer that's backed with action is priceless, and we have to cultivate it every day.